Everyone, this is Miss Teresa. We're back for our Saturday parties. We can't do them live, unfortunately, because of the pandemic. So we're doing them virtual. Thank you for joining us. Today we're going to paint some pumpkins. These are the kinds you can get. You get little ones, medium, and bigger. So today we're going to do a bigger one. This isn't like really huge. This is something manageable. And we're just going to do a very simple pumpkin Halloween face. So turn you around to see my little setup here. Here's my pumpkin I'm going to use. My paints. These are going to be in the kits: white, black, and red. So just using these simple colors, we're just going to make a Halloween face on the pumpkin. So first thing we do, I'm going to draw my face on the pumpkin first with just regular markers. I'm picking a green water soluble, and I'm going to draw a face on the pumpkin. So I don't know if you can see it, but this is a face that I drew. Two eyes. Here's his eyes, and here's his toothless mouth. I think it's hard for you to see it, but after I start to paint it and fill it in with paint, you'll be able to see it. So I'm going to use the white first. What? Yeah, thank you. Miss Hannah just stopped in with my tech support. So I'm going to put the white in first. And I'm using a sponge brush. You can get these anywhere, hardware store, Home Depot, Amazon, wherever. Maybe even dollar store has them, Big Lots probably. So I'm going to just block in his eyes. So there's his eyes, very big, very scary, very strange. Now, because I had used a green marker, on this one there's a little bit of green bleeding into the white, but that's okay because, you know, the weirder it is, the better, because it's Halloween. And now I'm going to put in the mouth, and it's going to be a little bit trickier because I'm using black, and you have to be careful when you use black because you really don't want to mess it up. So I'm using a small brush to put the black in of his mouth, and I'm just going to follow the outlines that I put in. The other thing that's tricky is the ridges of the pumpkin can make it a little bit, you know, you don't have a flat surface to work with, so you just have to get used to painting on a non-flat surface. That's a little bit tricky, but Once you figure it out, it's easy. So here he is now with his big white eyes and his mouth that only has some teeth missing, or it only has a few teeth. So there he is so far. Now we have to wait for it to dry a little bit because the white is still not dry, and so we'll work on some other pumpkins. So in this pumpkin, medium-sized one, it's a gourd, but it's a pumpkin, really. But people call them gourds. So while this one dries, I don't know. I can't think of a good name for him right now. I think I'll call him Leon. As Leon is drying, we'll just make some other designs on this, and it doesn't have to be a creepy face. I have red paint here. I'm going to make hearts. Why hearts? It's not Valentine's. It's Halloween. Well, because hearts are appropriate any time of year, right? So we're just going to put some hearts on this one. I'm just doing it with a smaller brush. And the hearts look like eyes. So this little guy is going to have a face where his eyes look like hearts. And we're going to give him eyelashes, very faint, thin, black eyelashes. So there's the pumpkin with the eyelashes, with the heart eyes. And I guess we could give it a mouth. But what color mouth? Don't want to give it a black mouth, but what we can give it is a black mustache. So this little guy with the heart eyes is going to get a black mustache. There he is. And I'm going to give him pupils in his eyes too. So this is kind of like a goofy little heart pumpkin with a black mustache, black eyelashes, and heart-shaped eyes. This one will be called Fredo. So that's Fredo. Some of Fredo's face just ended up on my hands. I hate when that happens. So let's add some white paint here, because it's really like from where you are, it looks white enough and thick enough, but from where I am, you can still see some orange of pumpkin underneath. So I'm going to make the white a little bit, I'm going to add a little bit more to make it more uniform of a cover. And you usually get that by dabbing it. And that adds more texture, and that's nice. I gave him a nose. Okay, here he is now with a tiny button nose. We're going to give him pupils. There's his pupils. And his nose is going to be a little bit red because he was out in the cold. And we're going to add a red dot to his eye. Kind of really just because. So there he is, kind of a very goofy Halloween face. Halloween pumpkin. This is Leon. And that's Fredo with the mustache. I'm going to give Leon some hair. So I'm going to start by making like white, as if he has bangs, a little lock of it. So if you have other colors at home, you're going to get white, red, and black with your kit that we give you. But if you have other colors at home, you can use them. And you could give them orange hair, blue hair, yellow hair, whatever you want. I'm giving him some low lights now in his hair. So here he is. He's all done up and ready to go sit on the front porch. Or when his friend little Leon comes, they're going to go trick-or-treating together. So thank you everyone for joining us. And you can come get your kits. We will be providing little pumpkins, either this size or smaller, and 3 paints and brushes. And then when you take them home, you can just use your own paints as you wish. And Leon wishes you happy Halloween. And Fredo wishes you happy decorating. Bye. We'll see you next week. We have another Halloween project scheduled for next week.